Enjoy your day. Good evening. My name is Samuel Ibrahim, and I am your host of the Mind of the Prophet Meditation Hour. I just caught a lightning bolt in meditation. I'm eager to share this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. If you listen to the podcast, you understand my firm belief in the power of life and death being in your tongue. And so very quickly, this just came to me in a way that I've never understood it before, but I understand this very clearly right now. Let's talk about spiritual warfare, and let's talk about the power of the spoken word. Okay, let's just decode that very briefly. I hope this isn't long because I didn't write this down. So I'm just going to just let this flow and hope that it's short. All right. The power and life and death are truly in your tongue. I have accepted this fact, autistic literally. And if anyone knows an autistic kid, they know that an autistic kid will accept whatever they hear as complete truth. Okay? They don't have a sense of humor. They don't understand sarcasm. If you tell them that the sky is purple, they will agree with you and say, okay, the sky is purple. And if you tell them 5 minutes later that the sky is blue, they will say, okay, yes, the sky is blue. All right. That is how autistic kids, and they're such beautiful spirits. That's how they interpret life and interactions with human beings. All right. So now just imagine creation the same way. Okay. Imagine creation as autistic literal, and it accepts your words very literally, and it is going to output that for you. It's going to do exactly what you ask, very much like your subconscious mind. If your subconscious mind does not discriminate either. Okay, it's also very literal, and it will take whatever you say and whatever you speak over yourself, and your subconscious mind will try to it will try to make your life reflect what it is that you keep feeding it. So now back to creation and spiritual warfare. Okay, and I'm going to slow down. I hope I'm not rushing, but this just really jumped on me, and I want to get it out. So I'm gonna slow my pace down. Because I want everyone to understand me clearly, and this maybe will also help me process the information. The power and life and death are in the tongue, meaning if you speak a curse on someone, or you speak something poorly about someone, or you say something ill will towards another person, creation has heard you, and also now creation is looking to form whatever that is over that person. All right, so whatever that might be. Just like you can call down blessings for yourself, you can also call down curses for yourself. You can speak blessings on a person. You can also speak curses on a person. Creation attempts to make those curses happen. It makes that very, very, I'm not going to say strong attempt. It does it. Okay. Creation makes those curses appear in a person's life. Now, what is spiritual warfare? Spiritual warfare is this. Basically, it boils down to these three things. These three things. Number one, you can't control what you think, so you have to start thinking positively. When you're in a spiritual warfare, life just gets hard. And then you subsequently will try to get negative. That's going to be everybody's first response. Oh my God, why is this happening? Well, it's happening, one, because you call it on yourself likely, and then also people are speaking ill. So now creation is doing double duty. You're calling down bad stuff, and people are also speaking bad stuff. So now you got to fight a double dose of creation raining down bad stuff on your head, right? So now spiritual warfare is you got to find a way to stay positive. How do you do that? You speak positivity over your life. That is your number one weapon. The number one weapon you have, and I'm not minimizing scripture. Okay, affirmations work if they're rooted in scripture metaphysically, and I'm not going to get into that too much, but affirmations have the same effect as scripture if you find the right scripture, right? The right affirmation can help you break through a situation. That's just proven at this point. Like, I don't think there's a debate about it. Now, if you're just having a terrible life circumstance and it just seems like all of creation is kicking your butt, right? One of the best things that you can do is shut up. Like, you know how people will take a fast from food or many various other things? Just have a fast on speaking. And that does a few things, okay? That does a few things. What that does, number one, is now you're not releasing death into creation. That's the number one thing. You're not releasing death because the power of life and death is in your tongue. And while you're in this fasting period of not speaking, what you should be trying to say to yourself is positive stuff. Impress upon your subconscious mind very positive things, because you need to start making your subconscious want something different than the hell you've created for yourself or somebody is trying to create for you. Okay. I'll tell you this. I don't want to go too far in breaking this down scripturally. This is just a really brief, I think, synopsis of what spiritual warfare basically boils down to. So let me just reset, because I get excited when I get these messages, and I want to make sure that this flows out very cleanly and properly, because I think this adds some depth to the many different things that people hear on Sunday or when, whenever spiritual warfare is discussed in Christianity. All right. You can call it down on yourself because the power of life and death is in your tongue. So you can call upon yourself a really hard life situation. In addition to, creation will also respond to somebody else's desire to throw a hard situation into your life. Okay, creation interprets your words literally, and it will attempt to make those things happen. So the person who's on the receiving end of all this negative speech that's in the air, what they should do is, number one, shut up, right? Just silence your mouth. Okay, say a prayer. All right, so the first thing you ought to do is just speak some words. So let me clarify that. Let me just reverse that order. Okay, number one is you just need to start speaking the right stuff over yourself. The power of life and death is in the tongue, so start making a very conscious effort to only speak life. If you have to vent about what's going on, write it down first. The reason why writing it down helps is, one, you can pray for grace for the words you're about to say. Two, writing helps you to organize your thoughts, so your spoken word doesn't ramble and add extra stuff for creation to pile on to your life. So be quiet, or say really good stuff over yourself. Okay, and if you cannot speak life, then be quiet. It is better to stay silent than to speak a manifestation of death over yourself. And with a spiritual warfare, a bunch of hard stuff in life that's coming to try and kill you. So you don't want to add to the people that are adding you to their hit list, or the ways that creation can add you to the hit list by speaking words that put your name on the hit list. Just shut up, right? Just don't say anything. And again, the scriptural example of that is Zechariah the prophet. Angel closed his mouth when he didn't believe he and his wife could conceive a child at old age. So the angel shut his mouth so Zechariah's words would not cause harm to the birth of John the Baptist. So that's a really very clear scriptural example of why your words matter when you're undergoing spiritual warfare. If you cannot be quiet, well, actually, because I want to say this right, it's so important, I believe. Speak life-affirming words over yourself. Affirmations do that very easily. Some people use the Bible. I'm going to also say that affirmations have the ability to work better than some scriptures. And the reason for that is everyone has their different understanding of who God is. And if too many of the affirmations have God in them, and a person's relationship or understanding of God is that God is menacing, then that's not the right name to put into the affirmation. That just depends on people's relationship with the infinite creator. What you can do, though, with affirmations is, God and the creator are one and the same, right? I use the term creator because some people just can accept that idea of the divine power behind all things, all energy, as the creator. And then what we see out in the world is creation, right? So now what the creator has allowed us to do is move creation based on our speech. So you can actually motivate creation to help you out of your spiritual warfare. How do you do that? Affirmations are a great way. Affirmations are a great way, right? So if you feel like you're under some type of spiritual warfare, here is something to help you. All right, I'm going to give you an affirmation to help you through spiritual warfare, and this is going to just help a lot of folks, right? Hold on, let me go to this. I said this affirmation. I wrote this affirmation maybe mid-March of last year, and within 7-8 days of me saying it, I saw this affirmation manifest. And I just recently added it to something new, because once you see it in affirmation manifest, you'll just also see it manifest more times in your life, and you trust it. All right, so this is a great affirmation to help with spiritual warfare. Okay, This one helps tremendously because what the ending result should be is you have fewer people to fight. Okay? Fewer spirits to fight, and whatever it is that you're trying to free yourself from, whatever your soul is trying to free itself from. All right. This one is it says, I repel all energy and persons that are able to see me as prosperous. I am surrounded by creation's able protection and safety. I shall enjoy how the infinite creator opens the way for me for people in search of my able prosperity. All right, period. Okay, I'm saying that just to add a period at the end. Now, you can find that affirmation. It's in the podcast episode titled 20 Affirmations for Prosperity and Able Luck. Let me tell you how this works, right? This is what you just empowered creation to do on your behalf. Okay, let me read that affirmation again for people that need to hear it again. I repel all energy and persons that are unable to see me as prosperous. I am surrounded by creation's able protection and safety. I shall enjoy how the infinite creator opens the way for me, for people in search of my able prosperity. Okay, that is the affirmation. Now, how does this work? Let's get metaphysical for a second, okay? Because metaphysical people like to talk about energy and vibes and everything else, okay? You can talk to creation in terms like that, and creation knows what you mean. But adding these conditions of not wanting to have people around you that don't see you as prosperous, those people are likely folks that are saying non-prosperous where it's about you. Okay? So what you want to do is you want to ask creation to repel people that do not see you as prosperous. Why? Because if they cannot see you as prosperous, they're not speaking about you as prosperous. If they're not speaking about you as prosperous, then that means creation is trying to form a non-prosperous life around your soul. So how do you free your soul? Number one, you affirm the right words. The words that I just said, I'll say those again, have cleared the way for the wrong type of energy from being around me. And they go, I repel all energy and persons that are unable to see me as prosperous. I am surrounded by creation's able protection and safety. I shall enjoy how the infinite creator opens the way for me and for people in search of my able prosperity. I love that affirmation. So this is what's going to happen. This is the end result of the affirmation. I've said it a few times. I probably sounded and got really excited. I hope I'm making sense and tracking for everyone that's listening. But what this affirmation should do is keep saying it of yourself at night, in the morning, and you're going to start seeing people eject out of your life. In some cases, in a very violent way. Okay, not in a violent way to harm you, but just is going to you've commanded creation to get in your business. And what creation is gonna do now is create life circumstances that will repel those folks. Okay, they're gonna slingshot out of your life. Pew, gone. Like creation will do this for you. So just consider that protection. Then you ask for creation's able safety and protection, and creation will put that safety and protection around you in unorthodox ways. And then this is the other part that's great about the affirmation is not only does it give you creation's able protection and safety, you're asking for the infinite creator to open the way for you. So you're saying, creation, infinite creator, open the way, bless my way. Now creation is going to do that. And you're saying, and for people in search of my able prosperity. So now you're asking the creator to open a path for people seeking whatever it is that ignites your divine form. Whatever prosperity in you that ignites your divinity, that is part of your divinity, now people are going to be in search of that. So now you have these words repelling the energy that could be speaking negative things about you, in addition to you shutting up about yourself. Like if you can't say good stuff over yourself, be quiet. Only affirm loving words over yourself. You only increase how hard life feels when you keep talking about the things about life that you don't want to see. If you cannot express life, be quiet. If you just really have to express, first try writing it in a journal so you can organize your thoughts in a way that you're not, calling down fire in your life, right? And then speak the right words, and then be quiet. There's beauty in the silence. And what happens when you're quiet, you should just think that every moment that you're silent, that is more time for creation not to respond to every word that you're saying. If you're always talking, creation is always listening and also trying to always produce whatever it is that you keep saying. So if you have creation work a double time because you talk a lot, you better hope that you have a lot of double time good words up in there, because creation's moving at double speed, probably faster. Right? But when you get quiet, now creation can work more efficiently because you're silent. You're not adding words into the command system, to the command prompt for creation to now execute, because you keep adding extra pickles to the sandwich. All right? I'm sorry for that reference. That's how I get my hamburgers. All right? So when you're quiet, you allow creation to start smoothing out your path, your way, because you're not releasing destructive words into creation. If you make a very conscious effort to only speak life, and that, listen, I'm not going to say that it's easy. For me, it's easy now, but I've been doing this very consistently for almost 3 years. So for me, it's just nature. I won't even say second nature. It is my nature, right? Go to bed affirming something positive over yourself, especially if you feel like you're under spiritual attack, for folks that practice Christianity, right? Or you're just having a hard time in life and you feel like you can't get out of it. Watch what you say. Feed your subconscious mind before you go to bed the right words, okay? And if you want to help your situation in a spiritual attack, you got to get the wrong people from around you. So affirm this before you go to bed. Affirm it. Affirm over yourself before you go to bed, if you're under spiritual attack, that you repel all energy and persons that cannot see you as prosperous. Say that. And then see who ejects from your life. And if they go, let them go. It is not to say that you don't love the person, but at the present moment in time, they can't see you as prosperous. And if they can't do that, then they can't help you get to that divine form that you're in search of. Everybody's soul is in search of their divine form. So your life may seem complicated once they leave, but really it's going to get easier. Okay, when the wrong energy is not blocking your soul's divinity, then your soul has more freedom and energy and space to shine freely. Okay, so just ask for that energy to be repelled, and you would be surprised how that works. Doors may close, right? But that is going to help you move to whatever your divine path is. Energy and persons. So it's not just people that are going to go. It could be opportunities. It could be a whole host of things. There's been so many ways that's manifested for me. My life just felt chaotic. I couldn't figure out where the way I was, right? But I trusted this affirmation because I saw this affirmation work so plainly. So when doors are closed and it just felt like a door was too hard to get through, then I just quit knocking on it. If the door was welded shut, I wasn't going to try to kick it down, right? That helps you through a spiritual attack. So let's recap that. If you're under spiritual warfare, there are two key conditions as to why that's happening. It ain't just because God is vengeful. It ain't because God's trying to test you. Okay, that ain't what it is. Let's just throw that out the window. That could be part of it depending on how you see dogma, but let's just break it down to what's going on. Let's just break it down to what's going on, and this is not to minimize the power behind all of creation, who is the infinite creator. However, we must understand that creation moves at the call of our spoken word. Period. That if anybody who believes in any type of higher power, especially Christianity, they should know that to be true. Power, life, or death is in your tongue. Therefore, if you are speaking bad things over yourself, you're asking creation to run you bad stuff. If other people are speaking non-prosperous things over you, then creation is also going to do that. How do you make it through spiritual warfare? It's not just knowing scripture. I'm not going to minimize that part of it, but there's a way to do that without just being so married to doctrine, because then you don't confuse your understandings of theology in there. There's a way for creation to help you through these spiritual attacks. Just enlist creation. It's like you got a whole different army to work with. And if you let creation do it, it just works out so much more smoother. And what you say is you just only affirm good things into the atmosphere. But one thing that will help you when you're undergoing a spiritual attack is, I'm repeating this because I'm going in this circle so I can just kind of stamp this in for people that are under this kind of life condition. If you feel like you're in a life condition where you just can't move, ask the Creator to repel all energy and persons who cannot see you as prosperous. That way, non-prosperous eyes and non-prosperous opportunities are shielded from you, and you're shielded from it. You guys can't find each other, or if it's currently in your life, it will be destroyed. That's what that does. Okay? But it helps you get out of the hump or the valley that you're in to whatever mountaintop that your soul is striving to get to. Right? So say the affirmation for that energy to be repelled. Then be quiet as much as you can. Right? I don't talk. This is my personal walk. I don't talk just to add to a conversation. You know, I'm getting better about being social. I'm not a non-social person, but I'm a very purpose-driven person. Okay, and I don't talk just to be heard, because you know when you add more stuff for creation to do for you, you minimize creation's efficiency. So when you're silent, creation can take whatever words that it has not manifested for you and start, using its time and space, energy, resources a lot faster. When you're quiet. When you're talking, it can't do that because it has to record what you say and then also execute. I've never been able to express it like this before, so I feel like this is really good for somebody. Really, I really, really, really do. Right? It's definitely good for me. I can't wait to listen to it. So be quiet, right? Affirm the right things. Affirm that prayer, that affirmation of protection. Then, don't talk as much as you can. Just let creation work and work on repelling you. And then say any other affirmation that you really want to say of yourself. There are plenty on my blog, and also a couple of podcast episodes that I believe are very helpful. And then work on your thinking. How do you work on your thinking? Affirmations help you to work on your thinking as well. Because once you start repeating an affirmation that you like, once you find an affirmation that helps to settle your spirit, to help you feel like you have courage in that moment, you'll start saying it over and over again on yourself. When you keep repeating it over yourself, your subconscious mind is taking that command literally. It is being reinforced. And now whatever your subconscious thinking is becomes now your conscious thinking. It becomes your nature. Let me say it that way. It becomes your natural way to think. That's what happens after repeated subconscious affirmations are just continually impressed upon your subconscious, just like a tattoo. So keep saying those things before bed, and when you wake up, and you're helping your subconscious mind reinforce whatever needs to be reinforced for you to break through your terrible life circumstance. It works. And I think that's all I want to say. I don't want to talk in circles. I think I've belabored that point. I've said that 3 different ways. Hopefully I didn't say it too much of the same way each time. But that will actually help you. That will help change your circumstance. There is power in the silence. I am realizing that more and more and more and more and more. There is so much power in the silence. And because I like break creation down to this scientific level, I'm just understanding it as when I'm not talking, creation can do more because I'm not adding to the input. I'm not adding to the input of my book of life. I'm letting whatever the last thing I said in my book of life be that thing, and now creation is busy working on that. And the next time I open my mouth, creation will record whatever that is into my book of life and say, all right, we want to execute this too. Let's add this to the pile of stuff we already have to do. So being quiet helps creation to start making those paths straighter for you faster. Just think of it like you're closing windows on your laptop, on your internet browser. The fewer windows you have open, the fewer apps you have open on your computer, the less computer processes you're using. Think of your speech the same way with creation. The less that you're talking, the less creation now has to create for you. And then the less that you speak death over yourself, there's less that creation is trying to, create hell for your life, right? Or a hellish situation, a poor life circumstance. So use your time. If you're going to use words, use life affirming words, use love affirming words. And if you, really impress it upon your subconscious every night when you go to sleep, and then every morning when you wake up, this becomes your natural way of conducting your life. And you'll start to see your very positive affirmations start to walk up to you in very unexpected ways and tap you on the shoulder. And for those who are undergoing these, very harsh life circumstances, sometimes just any one moment of joy can be the moment that you need to help you find the next 2 or 3. Like, you'll just bump into them, right? And so when you speak these affirmations, especially the one about the soul's looking for your prosperity, there will be people in search of your divinity now. And when your soul has freedom of expression, to one who has, more shall be given. The more self-expression you give your soul, creation loves that. And creation is going to honor its spiritual principle. To one who has, more shall be given. The more you give your soul expression, the more you give your soul freedom, what does creation do? Open the way for your soul to get more freedom? Is really that simple. Oof, man, this has been I'm excited to listen to this. All right, I hope this blessed some folks. I hope I didn't talk too fast. If I did, I will listen to this, see if I need to pull it down or just like redo it. But y'all check that out. That affirmation is also on my blog. It's also in the 20 affirmations for prosperity and able good luck. That's 2 episodes ago. You guys have a great night. This is Samuel Ibrahim, the host.